Hello everyone. In this session we will understand something called as abstract method, or if I say abstract class. Well, what do you mean by abstract method? First of all, an abstract method is a method without its method body. A method without its method body. What do you mean by this line? Is basically, let's say we're having public void add. If I have int x and int a and int b, this is basically one method. You see, add is a method, and inside there you have your parameters, integer a and integer b. Now if you implement something here, let's say console dot writeLine, and if you add these two values, a plus b, then this basically is your method, right? A normal method, public void add integer a integer b, and you are adding it with this curly braces. It means it is a method body. So this particular line of code is your method body. But abstract method is basically a method, this method without its method body. That means in abstract method there is no method body, first of all. So this is basically your abstract method. It can be used with the help of abstract keyword, okay, abstract keyword and the semicolon. This is basically, the abstract method without its method body. So it is known as just the declaration, or you can say the definition. Okay, so this is your abstract method without its method body. There is no method body here, and it is known as declaration or definition without its implementation. Okay, now so when you basically, where exactly this method exists, you can create this method under a class, right? So you need a class to implement or to put this method. So I should have a class. So I have a class sample here. Inside this class I have this method, right? So this is the scope. Now when you declare or when you implement any method inside a class, and when the method is abstract, automatically that class is going to be abstract. If you don't do that, there will be an error. So this is now your abstract class. So when you put an abstract method inside any class, then automatically that class is going to be abstract class. Now when a normal class exists, I mean this normal class, okay, then you can only use non-abstract method. So this is your non-abstract method. Okay, this is the normal version. This is my normal class. This is my non-abstract class. Okay, but when you declare something like this, public, let me just copy this. Okay, when you do something like this, abstract public extract void add, then this should be in some class. So let's say this is sample1, and I am declaring this in my sample1. Now when you declare this, basically this class automatically going to be abstract. So this is now abstract class sample. So in abstract class sample you can add, first is abstract method, and also you can add your non-abstract method. That means this one, int a and int b. Okay, so this is going to be my non-abstract method. Okay, so here it is class sample, and basically it also needs the implementation. So it also needs the implementation, I mean the method body. So this is my method body. But when you're having abstract class, or basically when you're having abstract when you're having abstract class or method, basically you're having an abstract method inside and also a non-abstract method. Okay, both things can exist in an abstract class, but when you're having normal or non-abstract class, you only have non-abstract method, okay, with its method body. Okay, that's the intention. Now how can we simulate this whole thing in Visual Studio? Let's get into this. Okay, so here I have one project, and inside this project let's take some entries. Now suppose this is my, let's say I just delete this all things. Okay, so this is my abstract class, and inside that I have an abstract method. Now okay, this is the thing, right? Now you have declared this thing, right? You have a declaration or a definition of this method add without its method body. But the thing is, what is the necessity of this? I mean, this is just a declaration. It needs an implementation, right? Otherwise it will not run, right? So where to put this implementation? Without implementation it cannot run. So where to put this implementation? So the thing is, when you use abstract keyword, that means you are the parent. That means this sample one, this is basically the parent class. First of all, this is parent class. Okay, this parent class is actually giving you some permission, okay, to change this method, to change the implementation, or to put the implementation of this declaration, right? The parent class is giving you some permission. So how this permission is giving you is with the help of this abstract keyword. Either you can use abstract keyword or a virtual keyword that we had seen in method overriding. So abstract method and method overriding are somehow very similar. Method overriding, the implementation or the overriding method is an optional, okay, but here overriding method is completely mandatory. We cannot surpass that without implementation. So you need an implementation for this declaration, right? What I mean is, you're having parent class, you're having abstract class for that, right? Inside that you're having abstract method. Now if you go without implementation, okay, just by declaration you are going, there will be an error. You need an implementation for this. Where to put this implementation? Basically you need, as you had seen in method overriding, that we use a child class over here. So in a very similar way, in abstract method or abstract class, we will take a child class, and in that child class we will put the implementation with the help of override keyword. So let's see this. So I have another class, let me take class child. This is my child. I am inheriting from sample 1. Now in this, basically what do you need? You need an public override void. What do you need? Add. Keep that in mind, that your method name is going to be the same one. You are giving the permission, parent is giving you the permission with the help of abstract keyword, and child can override this method with the help of override keyword. Okay, now I'm putting int a and int b. Okay, now in this you can have your implementation. What exactly the implementation you want? Console dot write line, want to plus this. Okay, so this is your implementation of this method, abstract method. This is declaration and this is your implementation. So now this abstract method, or if I say this is the declaration, and this is going to be your implementation. Okay, so abstract method is method without its body, and you can see there is only method, no method body. Where to put this method body? In your child class. See, this is your method body. With the help of two keywords we can use this. Abstract keyword is basically parent is giving you the permission to change this add method, and how child is overriding this with the help of override keyword. Let's see this in action in Visual Studio. Okay, so I have the program class. Let me just delete this static void main from my this program, and then here I'll use some entries. Let me take 4 methods here. I'll take public, I'll say void, public void. Let me take public void name, and then string f name, that is your first name, string last name, l name, Okay, then I'll use just the implementation console dot write line. Let me say the name, first name is, and then I will use the plus operator f name. Okay, and then again and again if I say last name is, and then comma, and then again use plus operator, and then just print the L name, just print the L name. Okay, so this is your first method, and this method is what? This is your non-abstract method. Keep that in mind. The method body is there. Okay, see, this is the method body. So this is my non-abstract method. Okay, now let me take another entry similar to this. I have public void, instead of name let me take address. Okay, so if I say, let's say this person is having two address, so address 1, and this is going to be address 2. Instead of first name, address 1 is, let me print address 1 here, and the address 2 is, let me change this entry to address 2. Okay, so this is also your non-abstract method. Now two non-abstract method we are having. Let me take two abstract method here. So I'll say public void, and sorry, public abstract void. And what I can do, I can take hobbies. Let me print the hobbies of this person. So I'll say string. You can take any data type here. I'm taking a string here. Let me take the next abstract method as integer. So string hobbies and hobby1, actually hobbies 1, hobby 1, and let me take as string hobby 2. Okay, so this is going to be my what, abstract method, right? So I will say this is my abstract method. Okay, now in a very similar way, let me take another abstract method. So this is another abstract method. I'll say what I can print here. Let me take a kind of number here. Let me take number. I'm just adding two number. Let me take integer here, int number 1, and let me take int, and let me take number 2. Okay, so this is again going to be my abstract method. Okay, so the thing is, you are having two abstract method and two non-abstract method. You can see the entries. Okay, if I just minimize it a little, you can see. Okay, so you are having two non-abstract method here, void name and void address, and you are having two abstract method, as one is hobbies and another is number, just to change the data type from string to integer. Okay, now as I told you that you cannot run this, right? Because everything is in the parent class. You are providing everything in the parent class. Okay, you are not, you are having two abstract method but without implementation. So let me take here a static method. If I do static, first of all, it will not run. See, if I build my solution, what it says, there is an error. What is the error? Error is abstract class demo program is abstract, but it is contained in non-abstract class. Error is you are doing the abstraction here, but the class is non-abstract. So I need to create an abstract class. So I'll put the keyword. Now if you do this, there will be no error, but what it says does not contain a static method. So let's create one static method. We go by error. If you create the static void main end, and let's try to call our program here, program p equals to new program and try to p dot. You can have the entries here. So the situation is if I say, if I want to call all these method here, basically I can call, right? But I want you to reconsider the situation. What will happen if I create the instance of this program here? Okay, instance object, instance of this class, and I call this all method with that instance. What will happen? So I need you to pause this video and think about the situation. What will happen? Okay, so let me create that thing. Program p equals to new program, and then p dot c. You can call all these things. Let me see. Let me just write this. So I have a name here. Let me take test, and let me say my last name is Calvin. Okay. Now see, there are compile time errors. Now the thing is, as you had paused this video and reconsider the situation, now what will be the error here? You see, the error is cannot create an instance of the abstract. So you are having one abstract class, or even if that abstract class is interface or an abstract class, you cannot create the instance of that. So this is not possible. Okay, so what do you need? You need a child class to call all these things. Okay, so let me create one child class, add, and a class. So let me call this class as my child class, child. Now in this child class, again I want to reconsider the situation. What will happen if I say static void main and I actually need to inherit it from my parent class? So I inherit. So I need you to reconsider the situation. What will happen if I write static void main, and then here if I create the instance of child and I call all these method as it is inherited, I can call all these method, right? It is somehow possible. So what if I call child c equals to new child, c dot name, c dot address, c dot hobbies, and c dot number? What will happen exactly? So I need you to reconsider the situation. So pause this video and think about it. Okay, let's do this. Child c equals to new child. Okay, and then c dot. Okay, here I can call everything. C dot name. Let me call the name. My name is Calvin and my last name is Jonathan. Okay, now C dot, again let me say I have a name addresses, so let me call two cities. Test. I actually don't remember the city name, so let me just take the dummy entries here. Test 2. Okay, C dot, let me call the number here. Let me call actually hobbies. So the hobbies, my hobby first is football. Let me say my second hobby is basketball. Now let me take the last method, that is my number. So I'll call two numbers here, 10 and 20. Now what if I run this code? What will happen? Pause this video and think about it. Reconsider the situation. As there is no error, you can see. Okay, compile time, there is no error. What will happen if I build my solution here? So pause this video and think about it. Okay, let's do this. What it says does not implemented inherit abstract method, extract member. What are the method you haven't implemented? The number and hobbies. As you can see, the rule number 1 is you cannot run your program. Okay, you cannot run your program until and unless you not provide the implementation of your abstract method. Until and unless you not provide the implementation of your abstract method. So where is the implementation of both these abstract methods? Is there any in your class program or even in your child program? Is there any? No. So how can I run this? You cannot run this. Okay, you tried that, but there is an error. See, does not implemented inherited abstract member, number and hobbies. So what you need to do here, you can see you need to do this implementation. You had done everything here, the declaration and all, but you haven't implemented this. See, so you have to implement it. Where? In the child class. So let me implement it. Public override. You had taken the permission with the help of abstract keyword. Now you are overriding the method. Override void, and see the IntelliSense is showing you two methods are there. They are abstract method and it is showing you in IntelliSense. Okay, so I'll choose my hobbies and I don't need this exception, and instead I need console dot write line, and I need an implementation, so I'll print a message. My first hobby is, let me call it as hobby 1, and then if I say second hobby is plus operator and hobby 2. Okay, so this is my first abstract method implementation. In a very similar way, I will call the another one public override void and number. Okay, so public override number, and I will delete this entry and I'll call console dot write line. Your addition is, I'll say plus operator and then a and plus b. Oh sorry, yes, there are two numbers actually, so I will call number 1 and number 2. Okay, so the entries are done. Now if I run this, there is an error. Where it is error? Yeah, so I need another. Okay, now if I run this, there will be no problem, build succeeded. Now if I run this, your program is going to run. Okay, so let's run this. You can see the entries. I'm sorry, just okay, what are the entries here? Let's see this. So entry is, first name is Calvin, last name is Jonathan, address is test, and address 2 is test2. My first hobby is football and second hobby is basketball, and your addition is 30. 10 plus 20, 30. So your abstract class and method is completely simulated as we want. So what is abstract method? A method without its method body. So you can see an abstract method, there is no body. Where to put this method body? In your child class by inheriting your parent, and you can provide the implementation. How to give the permission to override with the help of abstract keyword from in the parent class. When you give the abstract keyword in your parent class, you can override in the child class with the help of override keyword. And this is your implementation, and that we had seen here. What we did, we go to the parent class, we had taken 4 methods. 2 are non-abstract, where we give the name as my first non-abstract method. We had taken address as our second non-abstract method. We had taken 2 other methods that are abstract method. We had given abstract keyword and we had taken that abstract method as hobbies and number. Okay, there is no declaration, by the way, only there is no implementation, only declarations. Where to put implementation? In my child class. So I had taken another child class and we implemented it with the help of override keyword, public override void hobbies and numbers. Okay, and this is your implementation inside method body. Okay, so we call all these entries in my static void main with the help of child instance. Okay, C, and we can run this program, and we had run it. I hope you understand abstract class and abstract method. Thank you so much.